Rough week. Anyway, good afternoon, everyone. We have a beautiful 2023 Hellcat jailbreak. Brand new car, just purchased and driven in here from out of state. The only thing we did to it really is a 285 pulley and our catch can. We were going to do an air intake, and this one is so good there was no reason to do anything with it. So Nikki did a phenomenal job designing and building this catch can and incorporating the factory connection points, connection fittings, so it's quick release. And he used some nice AN fittings and built a custom bracket for it, so it mounts right to a factory bolt hole.
You can't fit two pieces of paper between this fitting and the blower. I tried.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. That thing is tucked right in there. And we got the green belt. This is the 285. Now, this is the smaller of the two blowers. We get a lot of questions saying, well, how come you can't use a 285 on a red eye? Well, the red eye's got a much bigger blower. If you go to a 285, it's so far out of the range of what the pump gas can handle.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So the little blower, you can get away with it because it makes less boost with a 285 than the 2650 would make with a 285, and it's a considerable difference. This is right around 13 and a half, 14 pounds of boost. So, you know, we're right on that balance point. I mean, it's to get this much power out of it on pump gas. So I don't know what the last pull was, but the one before it was pretty damn good. Now, this was after a hot soak, so I had a cool down period where I was working on the calibration. And let me see here, I can take out that one, and I can take out that one, and that's what it made after a good cool down. And then this last pull you saw was after a good hot soak. So we have both ends of the data spectrum. So it made 738 with 800.7. Again, this is higher boost than the jailbreak, than the red eye makes with the 3.05. 3.0, yeah, 3.0 something, 3.1. I'm sorry if I can't remember right off the top. Anyway.
I don't blame you, I can't either.
Yeah, it's 3.15.
Is it 315?
315. I knew it would come to me. It's just this old brain.
Dial up.
Yeah, right. And we're on camera, so you're always screwing.
Oh, absolutely.
Camera,
you know how many times I have to reshoot half of the stuff I take videos of because I say something sideways?
Right. So, and on we'll put the hot soak back up there. And on a hot soak pole, she's 786, 726. So it lost about 15 horsepower and about 10 foot-pounds of torque, or 12 foot-pounds of torque on a good hot soak. So it's still very respectable. We don't have stock numbers for this car because we just went right to work on it as soon as it came. We had to get the ECM out, send it out. That took a long time to turn the ECM around, which surprised me. I think it's time for HP tuners to give us the ability to unlock these in the car.
I'd say so, because that seems to be a trend that we're seeing, that it's taking longer.
They're really backlogged now, so.
We used to ship them out on a Monday and get it Friday.
You know, it's a lot of power on pump gas, and it's right on what the pump gas can handle. You know, just probably be happy if I'm going to probably take a degree of timing out of it and just send it down the road that way, because there is super tiny bit of knock activity. You know, of course, that's the computer protecting the engine, so we know it's dancing on the edge there. Just considerably less timing with this amount of boost. So if you could put the stock timing in it and put race fuel in it, this thing would make a lot of power. And I think we've been mid 800s.
We have been
on race gas.
Yes.
On this pulley. So this is like the absolute max you can go on pump gas. You know.
Because what do these cars make stock? Like 640, 650 at the tires? I think it's in that territory, right?
It depends on which model you're talking about, what year you're talking about.
Yeah.
We've had some strong ones in here. And that's the other thing, too. There's always going to be, production tolerance stacking,
Yep.
I call it. And sometimes they're stacked in your favor, and sometimes they're stacked against you. So you can't get caught up in the numbers. This is what I have to educate people on. You don't understand what 800 rear wheel horsepower is until you try to put it to the ground, and the tires just say, nope, not happening.
They don't want nothing to do
and
with it.
then you got a whole bunch of power you could talk about, but it doesn't accelerate the car.
Yeah.
It's kind of like black smoke on a diesel. Right? I mean, a whole bunch of fuel going out the tailpipe that's not moving the vehicle forward.
The truck
right?
ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not accelerating the car. So this thing's definitely going to need a bigger tire.
We put good ones on it.
We did put bigger tires on it. I apologize.
We took the factory big wheel tires off, as they usually turn into plastic ones.
Yeah.
And I think we put a set of Nittos, the NT 555 R2s, on the back of this, which that's a pretty decent tire.
That is a very good tire.
Yeah.
I'm standing here and I can't see what the tire is.
I glanced by it earlier.
The car's been here 3 weeks because we were waiting on the computer. We also sent one of the front rims out, had it repaired. Unfortunately, hit a pothole that bent the wheel. And these wheels are $2,300 and they're unobtainium right now.
Yeah.
So we had a company close by, did a beautiful job on the wheel. They straightened it, you can't even tell.
No.
And it bounced up on the laser machine perfectly. So it got tires, got a pulley, got a catch can, and my custom tuning with a set of ID 1050 injectors. I forgot about the injectors. So 1, 2, 3, 4 mods.
The other thing that we did a short little video, the suspension stuff.
Yes,
we did the Eibach front control arms and the bushings in the back.
That's right.
These cars don't have the right hardware to get lined up properly stock. So we do those.
Always a magician on
Oh
these
yeah.
things. I mean, we stock the parts for these. We use the Eibach upper control arms, which has an adjustable upper ball joint, so you can do your camber and caster, your toe, and then in the back we use offset bushings, which Tony's gotten really good at it, but it still takes a lot of time because you got to press out the old, take a measurement, take the heads off, pull the control arm, make an educated guess on where you got to put the bushings. They're degreed. Press them in, put it back together, put the heads back on it, recheck it, and if it's off, you got to pull it back apart, push the bushings out, turn them, push them back in, and he does it, and they really come out nice. This sets the tire flatter on the ground. The Hellcats have a tendency to come with a fair amount of camber in them, which is great for going around corners, but if you're trying to accelerate the car, you're riding on the inside edge of the tire.
Yeah.
And if you lower the car, that gets way worse. So
Looks like someone stepped on a Hot Wheels.
yeah, Tony will stand the tires up straighter so that when you accelerate, you got more contact patch on the ground and it gives you a lot more traction.
Yeah, if you guys didn't get a chance to go take a look at him and I doing our little tech talk, I don't think he probably hasn't gotten one of those cars more perfect than this one. It was dead on.
Yeah, dead
so
on. He's very, very good. Definitely got this stuff down. And yeah.
all in all, pretty killer setup on this thing.
Yeah. And so, again, I like to talk about the different things that we run into in the housing wise and try to answer some of the questions ahead of time. But again, the 2.3 blower, you could spin it faster than you could spin the 2.6. If you spin the 2.6 at this, it'll make 16, 17 pounds of boost, and you cannot run that on one gas.
No.
So the 285 on this one puts you between, where the red eye ends up with a 315 and where this ends up with a 285. So I think if they had like a 3-inch pulley, you might be able to get away with that. That would put it right on the edge like this one. So the 285 is about it. There's guys running smaller pulleys than that, but I don't know how they're doing it, if they're doing it at all, because the data I'm seeing says you can't do it. Just not going to happen.
Different fuel, or they turn the knock sensors off.
Yes. That's what we see too.
Yeah.
We see other guys will desensitize the knock sensors, and then the motor's rattling all the time, then it eventually beats the rings out of it. We've had a couple Hellcats come in here with the rings beat out of them.
Broke pistons and stuff.
2.7 pulley on them, and the knock sensors turned down. So
sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. We've been doing a lot of injector testing. something changed in the red eye and the 2023 and up models with the fuel pressure. It goes to 95 pounds of fuel pressure when you turn the key on, and it causes a hot start problem. I've got some inside information that possibly there's another fuel pump control module available that might correct that. I don't know. I'm still digging. But interesting week for me. A lot of education. That's why my head's spinning a little bit because of all the stuff I've had to process this week, and then I'm trying to remember all the mods that were done to this car, and I sound like an idiot.
You're good. Well, think about it. I've had, in the last 2 days, it's been, 7 sets of injectors on the test bench? Just for
cars.
Yeah, 2 different cars, like 7 different sets. Just checking over stuff.
I ended up just putting the ID 1050s in this one because, they work really good. They're a little bit more money, but they work really good.
They're proven.
So, yeah, this thing's been starting great, so even with the high pressure. We'll have to, we're going to keep working on it. We'll have more information, coming later on about this situation. It's something that recently cropped up. The red eyes have a hot start problem, and I think it's the 2023 and up models too. They changed injector manufacturers between 22 and 23, which may be related to that problem too. So they went from one brand to another. So anyway, like I said, I'm reeling from all the information we've dug up this week in research and development. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I hope I didn't sound like an idiot. But have a great day.
Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.